The reports of a feud between actress Blake Lively and her co-star director Justine Baldoni on the set of the movie It Ends With Us have now materialized into a legal complaint that alleges sexual harassment, misconduct, and a smear campaign against Lively.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Coloring and Comments, a channel where I color in mandalas and talk to you about trending topics. If you are new here, make sure you take a look around and see what interests you. But today, we're talking about a very sensitive topic, and that is the case of Blake Lively v. Justine Baldoni. If you've been on TikTok or on YouTube, you have seen that this case has sparked a lot of debate. People have chosen sides based on gender lines or who they perceive to be more believable. But there's more to this case. And in today's video, we'll take a look at misandry and misogyny and how these two things can shape our perspective of any given situation. We'll also delve into tips and things we should keep in mind in order for us to look at a case such as the Lively and Baldoni case with fairness and critical thinking.
We're going to be talking all things Blake Lively and her legal complaint that she's filed against her It Ends With Us co-star Justine Baldoni. Yes, the It Ends With Us movie drama does in fact not end. What's interesting about this story to me is the Justine Baldoni of it all. He is a self-proclaimed male feminist. He's woke. He speaks out against sexual assault and sexual harassment, even toxic masculinity. And now in this legal complaint filed by Blake Lively, he's being accused of sexual harassment.
I challenge you to see if you can use the same qualities that you feel make you a man to go deeper into yourself. And will you be man enough to stand up to other men when you hear locker room talk, when you hear stories of sexual harassment, when you hear your boys talking about grabbing ass or getting her drunk? Will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words "me too"?
This is gonna be really awkward if these allegations are true. I will say, just for the record, I'm not a fan of either of these individuals, and something about both of them rubs me the wrong way, so I'm not sure what exactly the real truth is here, and hopefully the court of law can figure that out.
Blake Lively is an American actress and women's rights advocate, well known for her portrayal in Gossip Girl, while Justine Baldoni is an actor and producer. These two people's worlds collided when they filmed the movie It Ends With Us, where Blake Lively has accused Justine of inappropriate behavior and sexual harassment during filming. According to Lively, Baldoni made repeated comments that made her uncomfortable and ignored her requests for professional boundaries. Baldoni, on the other hand, has denied the allegations and claimed that his actions were misinterpreted, and he has always held respect and professionalism on his sets as a producer. While it's important to note that this case is unfolding, and this video is not looking at who is guilty or who's innocent, but rather we're looking at how our societal beliefs and biases often shape how we approach cases and view cases, right? If you want to know more about the case, I suggest looking at Law and Crime or Emily D. Baker, who delve deep into the details of the case. And I'll make sure to link the description or link the videos in the description box. So let's talk about how men are trash. No, I'm joking. So in today's video, we're going to concentrate on two terms. The first one being misogyny and then misandry. But let me define them first. So misogyny is a concept that many of us are familiar with, and this is a discrimination or prejudice against women that has been pervasive throughout history. Misogyny influences how women are perceived professionally and personally, and it often leads to women being dismissed when it comes to expressing their emotions or their concerns. It also fuels a lot of incidents of harassment that women experience in the workplace. And we won't even go into the notion of hysteria back in the day when people wouldn't listen to women and call them crazy. We are not going to do that. But that's misogyny. On the flip side, there's misandry. And misandry is men are trash, basically. So misandry is a term that is not as common as misogyny, and it's the same thing, but on the flip side, right? Misandry is this dislike or disdain against men, a prejudice against men, and it's a tendency to assume that men are inherently bad, men are predators, and men are incapable of being innocent in any allegations that involve SA, harassment, or any other forms of abuse because, men are trash. Both of these are inherently dangerous because they prevent one from objectively analyzing any issue that's presented. So if you're leaning towards misogyny, you discredit any claims or valid claims of harassment and SA. And if you lean more towards misandry, you immediately deny the accused a fundamental principle of fairness or innocence until proven guilty. As I watched the case unfold on social media, I was very concerned with the knee jerk reaction that a lot of commentators had regarding the case. And allow me to generalize here when I say that a lot of folks on both sides, whether you are Team Blake or Team Justin, have taken a stance without reading the court filings in their entirety. People have taken these 60-second clips and said that they are therefore the truth because you know what, they are on TikTok, right? But it's important for you, like I always say in all my videos, to do your own research, read up, and make an informed decision. Because currently, Blake supporters are saying she can't be lying. She can't be lying because she's a women's rights advocate and she knows the impact that false allegations can have on the fight to protect women and women that have been abused. But on the other hand, you have the Justin fans who say, look, he's a feminist, he understands healthy masculinity, and therefore he knows how to respect women and how to maintain boundaries. The conversation has devolved very quickly. It has gone from, let's understand the facts, to saying that Blake can't be believed because, which is very disturbing to say, and this I quote from other creatives or creators, that she's a white woman that got married on a plantation. Look, I don't know where Blake got married. I don't know. I'm not saying Blake is a bad person because I don't know Blake personally. But this is the stance that many people are taking. And with it is this undertone that Blake is a mean girl. And because she's a mean girl, she can't be trusted. And because she can't be trusted, she must be lying. And it feeds into this narrative of a perfect victim. But we all know that there's no such thing as a perfect victim. While on the other side, we have people that have accused Justin of Darvo. And if you're not familiar with the acronym, DARVO means deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. So this is a very commonly used by abusers. So what happens with DARVO is the abuser will deny, say nothing ever happened. Then they'll attack the victim, use any and everything that they can find to say the victim is lying. And lastly, they'll reverse the roles, where now the abuser portrays themselves as the victim, and then they portray the victim as a perpetrator. And people accuse Justin of this because he, as a producer, was in a position of power while recording this movie. And not only that, but Men are trash, so he must be lying. So, how then can we discuss issues of abuse and harassment without being clouded by misandry and misogyny? And today I'm going to give you 3 tips that I hope will help when it comes to being neutral in topics that can be very emotionally charged. The first one is separate facts from emotion. Having an emotional response to gender issues is very natural. However, it is important for you to first process these emotions before you engage in the facts of the case. And by doing this, you prevent your emotions from clouding your ability to analyze the information that is presented in front of you. The second thing is acknowledge your biases. Ask yourself, am I more likely to believe someone due to their gender or their socioeconomic status? And once you know your bias, you're in a better position, obviously, to deal with it when a situation is presented that may make you lean to one side more the other. Because our lived experiences impact the way we view the world. So when you know and acknowledge your biases, you are able to identify where your past experience hinders your ability to be objective. And the last thing is try and avoid the social media echo chambers. The thing about social media is the algorithm, and the algorithm feeds you what you want to hear. So when you use social media to look up the facts, you will often find something that reinforces your beliefs. And that's why it's important to do your own research. Don't rely on your favorite influencer to tell you the truth. Read everything and anything that is available freely online. You see that in many countries, the court filings are public. Therefore, you are able to get copies of these and read the court filings. If they're not available, do research in terms of looking for information that advocates for both sides, and use that information to try and come to a more educated guess based on what you have read for yourself. When approaching matters of essay and abuse, it is important to balance empathy and justice. It takes courage for someone to come forward and publicly talk about the abuse that they have endured. And these claims should always be taken seriously, and the victim must be protected. In the same breath, the notion of innocent until proven guilty should also be maintained. The balance is not easy, but it's necessary if we wish to see justice prevail. Cases of assault and abuse are sensitive and complicated, and the Blake Lively and Justine Baldoni case is a reminder of this. In order for us to create safe spaces for survivors while also maintaining the notion of innocent until proven guilty, it is important for us to resist the influence of misogyny and misandry. So, as we watch the case unfold on social media, or if possible, following the case filings, let us commit to empathy, fairness, and critical thinking. But I'd like to hear from you. How can we encourage more respectful and thoughtful conversations? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and remember to keep it respectful. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. May your day be colorful and wonderful, and I'll see you in the next one.